pounds. But who everybody's looking at right now is Zach Gentry at 6'7", 230 pounds. I mean, this kid is massive.
Wow.
And it goes back, and if you think about it, that goes back to John Navarre, Chad Henne, those style quarterbacks were the big quarterbacks. I mean, those are big guys.
Right.
And Zach Gentry, he's a freshman. He's redshirted right now. I think what happens in the offseason, the development phase, we might see some new faces. You've got QB 4-star Elite 11, quarterback Brandon Peters, 4.8, 40-yard dash, 6'4", 209 pounds. He's a big boy too, and pretty mobile.
Yeah, that's some mobility right there.
Coming in. What's that?
No, I was saying that is pretty mobile. 6'4", and what'd you say, a 4'8"? Yeah, that's some good wheels. I'm gonna be interested. I think we'll be inexperienced at quarterback next year, but I don't think there's a better coach in the land that you could really pair a young quarterback up with besides Harbaugh. And I've been really critical as I've watched Urban Meyer. Man, I really struggle with why talented quarterbacks would go play for him, man, because he doesn't seem to, even if you look back at Tebow and the kid that was there before, I think Chris Lake or something, he just seems to get you there. And I look at what he's done with Cardell Jones, and he just seems to get the quarterbacks to do what he needs them to do so that he's successful, but it doesn't really prepare those kids for a shot at the next level.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, he gets them through college at a high level, and then when it comes draft time, they're not playing on Sundays.
Right. But
yep, I agree.
So, but like I said, I think any of these kids that are going up to Michigan to play underneath Harbaugh, I think they're in the best of hands in terms of development. And, I just think that would be a boon to any kid that any quarterback, especially, pro-style quarterback. I would think Michigan could return to kind of being a strong quarterback feeder to the NFL. And before we do get into this last segment, this drafted or undrafted, I see that you're a Pats fan. I see that you're a Pats fan in your profile. Now, is that strictly because Tom Brady is over there, or what?
Well, it's tough to watch these Lions, Blue. I'm not gonna lie, man. So you gotta kind of, as Lions fans, we find another team. It's and my boy Tom Brady's from Michigan, so you gotta support him.
Do you foresee him coming back into the picture as an asset to Michigan, to use in recruiting? I mean, I know it kind of didn't go down that well with Henson coming into the program while Brady was there. And it just seems like that relationship hasn't really been used to Michigan's advantage. And, I think people associate Tom Brady more with the Patriots, obviously, than they do with Michigan football.
I think yet, as far as Tom Brady goes, is with Michigan's football program. I think it's a matter of time.
Okay.
I know that he has spoke to the classes, especially the new recruiting classes, or before football season starts, he'll come in and he'll talk to the classes. But when he hangs them up, I wouldn't be surprised if he does find himself in a staff position on Michigan's football program.
Okay. Hey, that's great news.
Just to add more leadership and more focus at the quarterback position. I mean, it can only help.
Oh, definitely.
And he's a Michigan man, so,
Totally. Hey, so look, man, we're gonna have a little bit of fun before I get you off here. If you can, if you can quickly get your cell phone going, if you find yourself needing some help, that's up to you, man. I won't hold it against you. Well, we're gonna talk through some Michigan names here, man, and see who was drafted. See if you know who was drafted or undrafted, and if you know who they were drafted.
Let's do it.
So let me see here. Like I said, you're 25. I'm 40. I didn't want to go too far back, and you were looking at me like, "Who the hell is that?" So some of these guys are kind of new. I'll start with a couple of local guys that are from around my area. Roy Roundtree, drafted or undrafted?
Undrafted.
That's right. That's right.
Ooh.
That's right.
1 for 1.
Okay. We'll do about 5 of these.
Okay.
You mentioned you stole a little bit of my thunder. What about John Navarre, drafted or undrafted?
Undrafted.
You missed that one, man. He was actually drafted in the 7th round from in 2004 to Arizona.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I'm not using the smartphone.
Okay, one for one.
All right.
Maybe this might be the oldest name I'm gonna throw at you. What about Benny Jopru, tight end?
Drafted.
That's right. Correct. I was kind of shocked, man, because he was actually a 2nd round draft pick, man. I don't think he really. I think he may have played 4 years on 2 or 3 different teams, but I just, after liking his game in in college, he just didn't go to the next level and really blossom. So I was shocked that he was drafted in the 2nd round. Okay, a little more recent. What about Jeremy Gallant, drafted or undrafted?
Undrafted.
That's correct. Alan Branch, defensive tackle, drafted or undrafted?
Drafted.
Okay, you're on a roll now. Let me see if I can trip you up a little bit. Adrian Arrington, 2008, drafted or undrafted?
Drafted. I want to stay drafted.
Yeah, you were right. 2008, he was a seventh. He was a seventh round pick from for New Orleans.
All right.
What about Mike Martin, defensive end?
Tennessee Titans.
Oh man, great.
Drafted.
All right, man. What doesn't look?
He's a beast, man.
Right. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to trip you up. Let me see here. Chris, last one. Chris Pierce.
All right.
I mean, I'm sorry, Chris Perry. Drafted or undrafted?
Drafted.
That's correct. He actually went in the 1st round to Cincinnati. I really couldn't believe it when they did that. It was kind of odd.
He had some wheels, man. He had some wheels.
He was solid. I think he came here, might have had some injuries and whatnot, and his career just never got off the ground for him. I'm gonna throw you one more, man. What about Vincent Smith, drafted or undrafted?
Undrafted.
That was a gimme. Hey, man, I appreciate your time tonight, man.
It was good talking with you, boy. I love chopping up on the Wolverines, man. It's good talk.
All right, like I said, I'll get this show up a little later, man. I'll get the link out there, and tomorrow, hopefully, both of us at this time tomorrow, hopefully, we're enjoying a craft beer or two. I sent you a link earlier to my Hoops and Hop shows, man, and we talk about a lot of craft beer. What's some of your favorites? You up in the land of great craft beer. What's some of your favorites?
I'm a Bell's Brewery. We've got
great one.
Founders All Day IPA. Are you an IPA fan?
Huge one. Huge IPA fan.
Okay, good. So you're Shorts Brewing Blue Delicious. Good stuff.
Okay.
I like Sierra Nevada too, IPA.
Okay.
Classic.
What about New Holland?
Not sure on that.
I think it's called New Holland. I can't remember the name of their IPA, but that was one of the better ones that I've had. I've been hearing a lot about Founders, actually, and that's one that I'm trying to get my hands on. I heard it's one of the top ones, but I actually haven't found a Founders yet. But you can't go wrong with.
Sure.
You can't.
You try to order it.
Actually, last week, the spot that I go to for my beer that has a great selection, they had some Founders merchandise in there. So I'm assuming that they have it. I think I was just looking for, I was trying to get a couple of different 12-ounce cans. That's how I've been doing it lately, is just mixing up several different 12-ounce cans and making me either a 4-pack or a 6-pack. And I kind of been sticking with a lot of Cincinnati and really just a lot of Cincinnati beers.
I don't know. Are we off air?
No, we're finishing up still.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do it down there, man. Staying a Michigan fan, living in Dayton, Ohio.
You know. It makes for good fun. I mean, and this year, like I said, we could make some people kind of unhappy. And I'll tell you this before we do shut this one down. I got a couple minutes before we wrap it up. But a guy who sits across from me at work, he's a big time historian, Big Ten guy, Ohio State grad, and I guess his parents know the Harbaughs pretty well, and he said that I guess maybe 68, I want to say, was it 68 or 78? Maybe it was 78. But before Harbaugh got to Ann Arbor, 4-6 years before that or something, Ohio State was undefeated, and was trying to get to the national championship game, and Ohio and Michigan beat them, and Michigan may even had a bad record that year, but supposedly the pants that the Wolverines are wearing this year are from that team that upset Ohio State. And my guy that sits across from me is emphatic that people may have complained about the plainness of the pants or going away from the gold or whatever, but he said that it was kind of some gamesmanship on Harbaugh's part that they wore those pants in hopes of once again upsetting an Ohio State championship bid. So that's
what my comment is to that.
What's that?
They can cry about it.
Hey, very, very last question. Are you excited for the program to be going back to Nike as its clothing provider, man, or its apparel provider, or is that something that you just could care less about?
I'm ecstatic. I think they look better with the swoosh on their jerseys.
Okay.
The only problem is I've invested a lot of money in the Adidas apparel, so I've got to reload.
Right. I think Adidas couldn't even go with the Maze color name, could they? I think they had to change it to Sunburst or something because Nike owned the Maze color or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that's something.
Well, no, did you notice that they went with the darker shade blue on their jerseys?
Right. So, anyways, like I said, we're going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate your time. We'll check out the game tomorrow. I'll get back with you in the future, man, and I hope, hopefully, we can get on, a week in advance of a game or whatnot. We'll have some different opportunities to rap in the future.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Peace, man.
Have a good one. Thanks.
You know how I end every show. You don't have to be great to start, but you had to start to be great. So once again, it was a great show with my man Ryan Haggs, and everybody enjoy this football weekend. Peace. My vision tunnel, shit, I'm focused on forward progress. Top dollar, top shot to him, guanti success, no less.